Hey, it's Frank here for Yogomi, and I'm back to talk about a headset, specifically the VZR Model One. Now, right now I'm going to tell you right away that this is one of the best, if not the best, headsets that I have ever owned. It's currently the best headset that I own. However, I don't use it for everything, and there was a bit of a journey to get here. So a little bit about me. I'm in the creative industry. I'm a designer, but I'm also a DJ and a producer. I've been a DJ and a producer for many decades. So audio is very, very important, not just in my profession, but just in the hobbies that often can be done in a professional setting. And obviously, I'm a gamer. I mean, we're gamers. The focus of this channel is gaming. So how we got here is I started having problems with my favorite gaming headset, probably still to this day. And that headset is the HyperX Cloud 2. I love this headset. This is probably the most comfortable headset that I have ever worn. It's still my favorite to this day. It sounds great, feels great. It's such a comfortable headset to wear, at least for me, and the way that my head is shaped. When I first started using gaming headsets, I think the headsets were a little too heavy, maybe too big, and after a few hours of gaming, my ears would start to feel sore. I think maybe the pressure of the headphone cups were pressed against my head for too long. But the thing about these is that hours and hours of play, I would forget that I had a headset on. The audio and the sound on these was just so good. It was such a good headset that when I started having problems with it, I just bought another pair, and then another pair, and then another pair, because I kept having the same problem. And that problem was with my Xbox controller. It never happened with my PS4 controller or any other systems, just Xbox. So I decided that I was going to do something a little bit different. Instead of getting another pair of HyperX, I decided I'm going to go out and see what other headsets are out there. What else could I use? What could possibly be out there that would be better? A lot of times I get into that mode where I don't want to fix what's not broken. And as much as I wanted to think that these weren't broken, in certain situations, they were. So I went a little bit on a headphone shopping spree. I bought a pair of Astro A40s, some SteelSeries, a pair of Lucid Sound, a set of Corsair, and eventually I ended up with another set of HyperX. But here's the thing, here's how I got this particular set of HyperX headsets, even though I had several go bad. Now, if this is not customer service, I don't know what is. But I tweeted something out, and I also tweeted a picture of how many times I had ordered this headset, because I love it so much. I still do to this day. And HyperX actually saw my tweet, and they DM'd me on Twitter. We went back and forth, and they gave me some instructions to test out the headset to see if the problem persisted. And after about 2 or 3 days, they sent me a free headset for replacement. I mean, obviously I could show that I had bought 4 pairs of these headsets. That's how much I really like them. And again, I do like them. But there is something that all of these headsets have in common. And I'm not sure if you noticed it, but they're all wired headsets. I like wired headsets for a specific reason. And one of those reasons, one of the main reasons, I would say, zero latency. But let's be clear on one thing. The main reason we get wireless headsets, the number one reason is convenience. There's no cable to keep you tethered to your controller or your desk. You can get up and walk around. It's great. I mean, we walk around with earbuds for our phones like Apple AirPods. Having no wires attached to the devices that you're listening to seemed like such a novel idea years ago, but nowadays it's very, very normal. However, for me, I still need to use wired headsets. And the reason why, again, latency. Here's the thing about wireless headsets. There's basically 2 types of technology that they use. There's Bluetooth, which was never meant to be used for audio. When Bluetooth was created, transferring audio across a room was not at all on the menu for that technology. And another type of technology is 2.4 gigahertz, or sometimes you see some devices that have some proprietary wireless communications. Now the thing is that the more you spend for a wired headset, you're going to get better audio. From my own experience, I get better audio from wired headsets than I do wireless headsets. But the technology is always evolving. It gets better and better and better every year. So at this point, wireless headsets sound great. And to someone who's not an audiophile, for gaming or music or just even watching movies, you can get a wireless headset that sounds absolutely amazing, and not even for a lot of money. But when it comes to gaming and I'm just relaxing, for convenience, I do use wireless headset. I've got the SteelSeries 7X for basically all around. This is connected to my main computer in my studio, so all of the gaming systems, microphone, podcasts, or anything that I'd be doing would come through this. Now, I really wanted to try out these Xbox headsets, and I really like them. At first I didn't, but they grew on me. But I only use this when I'm playing on my Series X and I'm in a party. And of course, I had to check out the PS5 headset. So I did buy the PS5 headset, and of course, I only use this for the PS5. But being completely honest, I don't use this headset that often. It's more of a nice to have, I guess you could say. In mid-August, my Audio-Technica headsets, they just broke. But I was heading out to Seattle for PAX West. Now, there was a company that reached out to me called VZR, and it just so happened that they had set up shop in the same hotel that I was staying at in downtown Seattle. I didn't really look into them right away. I was just happy to be contacted by a company. So imagine my surprise and delight when I discovered that it was an audio company that makes headphones. So we started talking and they introduced me to this headset, the VZR Model One. So they talked about their technology of the headset and the things that are involved with it. One of the things they did was they allowed me to take the headphone kind of for a test drive. But I will tell you that I do not see any reason ever to spend $1,600 or $2,000 on a pair of headsets. I just don't. I think you can get an excellent headset for $300 to $500 and even great headsets from $100 to $200. It's really all about preference. And it's very hard to explain how great a headset sounds over video by you just listening to my opinion. But let me tell you that the two pairs of headsets that they had me compare them to, they actually had them on hand. They were the Sennheiser HDs. It was like the 800S and I believe the 820. And we're talking $1,600 headset and a $2,000 headset. And to make things better for me, they offered me up their phone with their device to listen to it. And I asked if I could use my phone to listen to the music or the audio that I would listen to on my phone. They were like, sure. And I could honestly say that the moment that I put this headset on, I could tell a difference. The headset felt really good. It sounded really good. Now, being that I've used headsets for years, one of the first things that I noticed was the incredible quality of the build of this headset. It has a very classic look. It reminds me of the old AKG headsets that I used to like when I was really young. Now, I will say that it is quite a bit heavy for a headset. I would warn you that if you don't like things that are too heavy on your head, this might not be for you. However, I find them to be very comfortable. So comfortable, in fact, that I will stream live music streams where I'm playing guitar or drums or something for 3 to 4 hours, and never once do I feel uncomfortable, or even afterwards do my ears feel sore or anything. It's a very comfortable headset. And on top of that, there's more that comes with it. The headset comes with all kinds of accessories, multiple cables, a microphone, and a very cool carrying case. Since I've got this headset, I have not replaced those Audio-Technicas. These are now my music production and studio headphones. Now, you may have noticed through this whole time, I have talked so much about using them for music production and in the studio and not for gaming. And here's the thing, they're excellent for gaming. The audio quality in this headset is so good. I use them in games like Destiny, So I can tell if a hunter has gone invisible, or a warlock is floating around, or some titan is trampling towards me. I can hear it all so well in this headset. However, there is one problem. When I first got this headset, I was almost going to make the video very, very quickly. But then I started having problems with the microphone when I was in Xbox parties. And that's the only time that I had problems. It was with the Xbox controller. Does that ring a bell? Remember my other favorite headset, the HyperX? Again, only had problems with the Xbox controller. The problem with this was the microphone would not go through. People would hear me talking, but it would be really choppy. So I tested it out in other environments, phone calls, Discord, things like that. Everybody could hear me crystal clear. It was just Xbox that I was having these problems. Now the cool thing about this was I was able to translate my problems back to the guys at VZR, and we tried out a few things. Their headphone initially comes with this microphone. It's about, I'd say, 3 or 4 inches long. They thought making a longer mic that would kind of reach around a little bit better would maybe solve the problem, but it turns out that it did not solve the problems. So this issue made me step back and go, let me use this headset for a while. I want to do a truly honest review of this headset. And I didn't think that I had used it enough in enough situations to give really my true opinion about it. And now that I've had this for about 6 months, I still maintain that it is one of the best, if not the best headset that I have ever owned. It is such a great quality headset. I get that they may not be a well-known brand, but I encourage you to maybe seek them out. Go to VZR's website. I will put the link in the info below and see if they're going to be at maybe a convention near you or something like that. They've won a lot of awards. The guys on the VZR team are already reputable individuals. Some of them have been major players in the tech and the entertainment world. So my opinion is that I think that they know what they're doing by trying to make a really great headset. Now I will tell you that this headset retails for about $350. That is pretty pricey. Again, it's not the cost of like Sennheiser's at $1,600 or even $2,000, but you could also get a pair of Astros for $150. At the end of the day, it's all about preference. And for my preference, this is my go-to when I want to hear the absolute best audio for things that I do and things that I create here in my studio. So like I said, it may not be a company that you've heard of, but I suggest you just take a look at them. I think you might like what you see or hear.